The best travel itinerary for Paris. Paris is often referred to as the city of love, with its romantic atmosphere and beautiful architecture. Understandably, planning a trip to Paris is hard. Just when you think you've seen everything the city has to offer, you find new attractions, new cafés, or new markets to explore. Here's our suggested itinerary for a 4-day visit. Day 1. Spend your first day walking around Paris. There's a lot to see, and you can spend a good half-day wandering the cobblestone streets, parks, and neighborhoods of the city. Start at the Champs-Élysées and see the Arc de Triomphe. There isn't usually a line, and you'll get sweeping views of the city to start your day. Stroll down the Champs-Élysées and through Place de la Concorde, where you will see the Luxor obelisk, which the French stole from the Egyptians. It's over 3,000 years old and stands 75 meters tall. This square was also where they guillotined people during the French Revolution. Walk down the Champs-Élysées through the Jardin des Tuileries, a beautiful garden that was once home to a palace that burned down in the 1800s. Stop and admire the Louvre before continuing down Rue Rivoli and crossing into the original section of the city on the Ile de la Cité. This is where the Romans built their original settlement. Enjoy the Pont Neuf and the statue of Henry IV. This stone bridge, the first in Paris, was built in 1578. After that, head to the underground Roman ruins and then visit Notre Dame, the world's most famous Gothic church. Next, head south toward the Latin Quarter. This area is rather touristy, but if you get off the main drag, you'll find yourself in a labyrinth of alleys and cafe-lined squares that are far away from the local tourist hangouts. Visit the Pantheon and honor France's most famous dead citizens before heading west toward the Jardin du Luxembourg, where you can relax and watch life go by. There's great people watching here, and it's one of the best parks in the city. After that, head north to see St. Sulpice. If you're into the Da Vinci Code, you'll be looking for symbols and hidden meanings throughout this church. Day 2. Visit the Louvre Museum, home to thousands of works of art, including the Mona Lisa. With over 1 million pieces of art, you could spend a whole month in the Louvre and still not see everything. There are plenty of Impressionist period gems like Monet, Renoir, Cézanne, and other masters. If you'd just like to see the highlights, expect to spend a couple of hours. If you really want to dive into the incredible art in this museum, you can also take a guided tour around the Louvre, which also skips the line. You'll learn much, much more this way. The Musée d'Orsay, located in close proximity to the Louvre, houses the best Impressionist and Post-Impressionist work in Paris. It's one of the largest museums in Europe and our favorite museum in Paris. The museum sees over 3 million visitors each year and is home to masterpieces by all the great artists of the world, including Degas, Monet, Manet, and Van Gogh, to name a few. You could spend hours here and never get bored. Day 3. Visit the Palace of Versailles, the former royal palace and now a museum. Located just outside of Paris, the Palace of Versailles was a hunting lodge before becoming the primary residence of the kings of France until the French Revolution. A decadent symbol of royal power, the palace sees over 10 million visitors each year. It takes a full day to really enjoy a trip here. Spend the day exploring the chateau, get lost in the surrounding gardens, and soak up the extravagant lifestyle of France's former monarchy. Make sure you see the estate of Trianon as well, which includes a fake peasant village created to provide scenic views and fresh milk and eggs for the queen. If you really want a deep dive, take a guided tour of Versailles with walks. You'll not only skip the line, but you'll get an expert local guide who can really bring the history to life. Day 4. Visit the Eiffel Tower and take in the views of the city. The Eiffel Tower is Paris's most iconic monument. Built in the 1880s for the 1889 World Fair, it was actually disliked by many people when it was first built. Today, the locals love it. It's a symbol of the city and one of the most recognized buildings in the world. Standing 324 meters tall, it offers the best views of the entire city. Then, go to wander Rue Claire. Located near the Eiffel Tower, this street is filled with good Parisian eateries. You'll find cheese, meat, bread, vegetable, and chocolate stores to explore. Visit Les Invalides, also known as Hôtel National des Invalides. This enormous complex was built in 1670 by Louis XIV as a hospital for wounded soldiers. Nowadays, it's home to several museums and monuments, including the Musée de l'Armée, the Military Museum of the Army of France, and Napoleon's tomb. It is one of the most comprehensive history museums. Now you know all the best places to visit in Paris. Enjoy your time in Paris.
Thanks for watching.